Barron with you every morning. Listen online at WCTCAM.com. Jersey moves fast. Join the show that keeps you one step ahead. Jersey Central with Bert Barron on the new Talk Radio 1450 WCTC.
7:09, it's hour number 2 of Jersey Central on the new Talk Radio 1450 WCTC, the voice of Central Jersey. Good morning to you. It's Bert. Welcome. 36 and cloudy. We'll get to the mid-50s today. Contest also is coming up a little bit later on this hour. We got a bunch of prizes that we're going to be giving away. I want to tell you about a special event that is happening on Saturday, May 5th. It's a very special benefit event to help out an organization called Best Scholarships, and it involves a person who has been on this show, a very talented local artist who has appeared in this program many times, named James Fiorentino. And if you're familiar with his work, whether it's baseball or wildlife or cityscapes, he's really just a remarkable, remarkable artist. He's going to be joined that night by former Major League Baseball umpire Al Clark, 30 years in organized baseball, who has worked some of the most memorable games, at least in my lifetime, and he's going to be also at this event. It'll be at RC Collectibles on Route 22 West in Lebanon, New Jersey on Saturday, May 5th. Doors open at 12. There'll be an unveiling, and the umpire is going to be there, too. You'll have a chance to say hello to him. In fact, let's say hello to him now. He joins me now on the Jersey Central Newsmaker hotline. It is umpire Al Clark who is here. Good morning, Al. It's Bert Barron. How are you?
Good morning, Bert. How are you? I'm doing just dandy.
It is great to speak to you. You know, I look back at some of the most memorable games, at least of my lifetime when I was growing up. I mean, Bucky Dent's home run at Fenway, the no-hitter by Dave Righetti, the Earthquake series. You lived through all these, Al Clark. You survived all these great baseball moments.
I did, and not only survived them, but I was a part of them, and proud to have been on the field for them, to see them, to growing up a baseball fan, as I did in Central Jersey and Trenton, and then matriculate to the big leagues like I did for 26 years in the big leagues, and then to see these things as I look back on them, Nolan Ryan's 300th win from behind the plate and Randy Johnson's first no-hitter at the terrible Kingdome in Seattle, thinking back and wow, gee whiz, as a young kid growing up in Trenton, and then to be a part of the national scene, watching, being up close and personal, pretty special, Bert. Very, very special.
That is remarkable. They used to say about if you were working behind the plate with Nolan Ryan, it used to be like, well, it sounded like a strike since I didn't see it because it was going so fast. Yeah, I guess we'll call that a strike, but he had to be challenging to call balls and strikes with a guy like Nolan Ryan, right?
Well, it wasn't challenging for two reasons. Number one, home plate never moved, and number two, I didn't have to hit it.
Right, that's true too, right?
Which is a quite fortuitous situation for an umpire. Not only that, but I mean, I was in Baltimore, and James, as you alluded to, James, he's a tremendous, tremendous artist.
Yeah.
He captured a collage of all of these events, on paper, and my goodness gracious, he is absolutely top-notch, a big league pro, and his commitment to excellence is just that. I mean, he is tremendous, and the way he captured the Cal Ripken breaking Lou Gehrig's consecutive games record, just phenomenal. And any collector or any baseball fan, I think once they see this piece that James did, will want to have it in their man cave.
Yeah, no question about it. His artwork is phenomenal, and he's been on the show a bunch of times here, and now he's kind of captured some of the iconic baseball moments that you were a part of. That Earthquake series. I was at a friend's house getting ready to settle in and watch the Giants and the A's, and the next thing I know, there's Al Michaels saying, we had an earthquake, there's no game tonight. Walk us through what that day was like for you, being right there.
Well, there was a tremendous amount of excitement, on the West Coast. It was the first time that the A's and Giants had played in the World Series. It happened at 5:04 on October 17th in 1989, a time and date that's etched in my mind pretty deeply. We were in Candlestick Park, the old Candlestick Park, and we were getting ready. We were half an hour from first pitch, and all of a sudden, we heard this roar, this like locomotive sound, and the walls in the dressing room in Candlestick Park were cinder block, and they didn't shake. They actually waved.
Wow.
And it was quite scary. It was quite disconcerting, to say the least. And I ran out onto the field, and I actually saw the wave come through Candlestick on the ground, and actually I witnessed the top deck spring forward and then, flash back. Thank goodness architecture in San Francisco, had what they call suspenders on top decks of things and in buildings where the joints would actually they were allowed to move and spring back, because of the earthquakes out there. If it weren't for that, all of Candlestick would have come down. It was scary. It was very scary. And I'll tell you something else about that, Bert, too. The commissioner at the time was Fay Vincent.
Yeah.
And he was under a lot of pressure after the quake to move the series to a neutral site like Phoenix to get done with it. And to Fay's credit, possibly and arguably the best call he made during his commissionership, he said no. He said baseball is going to be part of the solution. And the Bay Area deserved this World Series. And when the Bay Area is ready, baseball will come back and help create a positive situation in the Bay Area after this devastating earthquake. And he did. And we came back 10 days later, finished the World Series. The intensity wasn't quite there, but Fay's foresight really was good, and it helped the Bay Area back to some sort of normalcy. And I'm glad to have been a part of it.
Yeah, pretty spectacular. And there was something about the Rolling Stones were supposed to play the Oakland Coliseum or something, and that was impacting the dates or whatever. But baseball has survived a lot of things over the years, Al, which is it's such a part of our fabric of our history. Review and video replay, Al. If you were umpiring and video replay was part of the game, would you be accepting of that? Do you like video replay?
Well, I think it's not a question of accepting it or not accepting it, Bert. The technology has been advanced to where it can help the game be as good as it can be. Don't forget, our job is to try and get as many plays and situations correct and accurate as we can. Mm-hmm. And if this can help in a little way, then so be it. Guys who are in the big leagues today, they're there because they deserve to be there. They're going to get a whole lot more plays right than they get wrong. And instant replay isn't going to show how wrong the umpires are. It's going to prove how right they are. And is it going to show that we're fallible? Sure it is. But the other side of that is, do you really want to take the human element completely out of our game?
Exactly.
I don't think so.
That's what people say makes it so pure, is the fact that there's a human element involved there. You're behind that plate. It's okay. Well, somebody once famously said, if it's a ball or a strike, and the umpire said it's nothing until I say what it is, right?
That's exactly right. And as a matter of fact, in clinics that I do and umpires do, we stress that it's nothing until I call it.
I love it. I love it.
And that's the way we do our job, and that's how we get things as accurate as we can.
Exactly. One last thing for you, Al. Was there ever, going into a game and you get word as to who the starting pitcher is going to be, and it was like, oh, not this guy. He's such a pain. Somebody that would always kind of stare in at you or make little gestures if they didn't like your call. Was there a pitcher that you just didn't like working with? You want to take the mask off and take a walk out there and punch the guy?
No, not really, Bert. Those guys are in the big leagues. One thing about once you get to the big leagues, everybody knows what everybody else has gone through to get to the big leagues.
You're right.
And there might be different personalities that don't get along, with each other. But the common denominator is a respect for each other in the big leagues. Like I say, we all know what we went through to get to the big leagues, and only the best of the best achieve that level and sustain that level for years. So, it's our job as an umpire was just like anybody else's, yours in the radio studio. There are some people you like, some people you don't like, some people that like you, and some people that don't like you. And walking out on the baseball field is pretty much the same. But there's always that respect thing.
You're right.
Even George Brett running out, the dugout at Yankee Stadium with the pine tar thing, he had respect for those guys, as was proved afterwards. Don't forget, baseball is a hugely emotional game.
No question. No question about it. And let me give you the details, or if people want to come out and say hello to you, Al, and to James Fiorentino as well. This is going to be at RC Collectibles. It's on Route 22 West in Lebanon, New Jersey. It's Saturday, May 5th. Doors will open at 12. There'll be festivities taking place all day. There'll be a silent auction, and you'll have a chance to meet. There'll be some signings as well with umpire Al Clark and the artist James Fiorentino. Now, the signing will be between 4 and 5. There'll be a little reception, a little Q&A to talk to some people from 5 to 7. There'll be some food and refreshments served, and proceeds will benefit a terrific organization called Best Scholarships, which helps kids get money for college and helps provide an education. You can visit bestscholars.org for more info. But it's going to be a cool day with umpire Al Clark. You got a million stories to tell, Al. I know you just do, and that's why I want people to come out and see you and talk baseball with you and talk about the stories, and also to appreciate James Fiorentino and what he's been able to do. As you said, he's really one of the best at what he does when it comes to capturing the essence of your game in artwork. He's really remarkable at it.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. One of the best I've ever seen.
Yeah, and you can see some of the work there and take part in this very special event. Again, RC Collectibles in Lebanon, New Jersey. It's at 1060 Route 22 West on Saturday, May 5th, and you can get some more information at bestscholars.org. Al, I guess that's strike three. I guess you're going to ring me up because it's the end of the interview, so I'll just take a look at you, and then I'll walk back to the dugout. I won't say a word because I respect you, right? Is that the way to do it?
Well, Bert, I'm not going to throw you out, but I can say, let's play ball.
Oh, I love it. Al, thank you so much. Great speaking to you, and we'll see you on May 5th, all right?
You betcha. Thank you, Bert.
All right, thanks a lot. All right, Al Clark, the former